Hello, hello. So nice to see you all here. I am currently down in my home office and I am in the basement. I have children and businesses do not happen in a vacuum. So there's a really, really good chance you are going to hear screaming and jumping and yelling and playing by two little boys while I'm going live. And that's just fine. So I wanted to talk a little bit about sales funnels. And one of the questions that has appeared in the inbox on the page quite frequently, especially here lately, is how do I actually start building a sales funnel? So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the process of how to actually get started on your first, your 50th, whatever sales funnel, so you can start experiencing success with sales funnels. You know, there's a large group of people who, you know, their only experience with sales funnels is either going through someone else's or hearing, you know, it has to be exactly, you know, you have to start with an opt-in and then it has to go to this tripwire that then leads to this, that then leads to this. And that's not the case. You know, every single sales funnel looks completely different. You know, a sales funnel selling the exact same thing is going to look completely different based on the crowd that you're trying to get. If it's cold traffic, if it's warm traffic, if it's hot traffic, you know, every single detail or every single part of the funnel looks different based upon where the person is that's coming into the funnel, where they are in terms of their interaction with you as a business, where they are in terms of their knowledge of your product, where they are in terms of literally anything and everything is going to kind of change the sales funnel process. And that's not to say that it's complicated. It's not super complicated. It's not this giant, massive headache of a thing that has to look one specific way. A sales funnel can really be as simple or as complicated as you want it to look. And part of figuring that out is starting at the end, which sounds completely counterintuitive. I get it. But starting to build your sales funnel with the end goal in mind really is the best way to get everything going. You know, you want to look at where do I want every single person who is buying from me to ultimately end up? Do I want them to end up in this $27 a month membership program? Do I want them to buy this $10,000 product from me? Do I want them to buy the supplement that I just created? Where is it that you want the customer to ultimately go? Where, not the customer, the client. You want it to focus on a client, because a customer is just a number. A client is someone you actually have an interpersonal relationship with. And you want to have an interpersonal relationship with every single person that comes into your funnel, whether they are someone who is literally there for all the free content you're giving out, or whether they're someone who is buying $20,000, $30,000 worth of products from you. Every single person matters because they are a person. So you want to focus on, where do you want that person to end up? Where do you want them to ultimately go? Where do you want your business to ultimately go? And starting out building your funnel with that sort of end goal in mind is going to really give you clarity around what step you want to put before that. What step do you want to put before that? What is a logical progression to get people to that ultimate end goal? If you've got like a $50,000 coaching package or something similar that's very, very high end, it's kind of hard to start sending people that have never heard of you, have never seen the value that you have to offer, have never purchased anything from you. It's hard to send them to a $50,000 product. Now, it can happen. I know people who have success doing that. I know people who, do that as their viable business and it works for them. However, they start with providing a ton of value on the front end before they ever ask for someone to fill out an application, to get onto a phone call, to talk to someone who's very experienced with sales, and then they offer the $10,000, $20,000 product. So you have to, that they started knowing, okay, we want people to buy this $10,000 product. They're going to end up buying a $50,000 product from us. Let's work our way backwards. We want to get them on the phone to talk to them. We want to make sure everything is a good fit. And then, before that, we want to give them tons of information so they know they want to get on the phone with us, etc. So that's how you start your funnel, by working with the end goal in mind. If you want someone to buy a subscription to the supplement that you have created and you are offering, you want to start by thinking, okay, ultimately I want to get them into this supplement subscription where they are going to be purchasing X amount of supplements from me every single month to keep everything going. Okay, so I need to, what would we get? What would we do before that to get this person to buy a supplement subscription for me? Well, they're going to want to try it. They're going to want to know that it's going to work for them. So let's offer them a bottle before we offer them, or let's offer them, this trial before we offer them the full-on yearly subscription. But before we offer them the trial, we need to let them know why they want it. So let's give them this, this info class. Let's give them this teleclass where we sit down with them and they watch this, this hour-long teleclass on why it is that they need this supplement. But before we can even get them there, we need to send them out an ad that describes what our supplement actually does for them. If you are selling a supplement on weight loss, you want to describe exactly the end result that your supplement that you're selling is going to provide to the person. And so by starting with the end goal in mind, you knew exactly what steps you needed to take. Okay, I need to take, if I'm buying this, yearly subscription, I know that I want to have this trial first. I know I want to do this first. I know when I want to do this first, etc. So that right there told you exactly what steps you needed to take to logically progress further into the funnel to get to the ultimate end goal. And by doing that, you figured out what your first step of your funnel needs to be, your second, your third, your fourth, etc. And it's good to keep an overall vision of where you want the business to ultimately go. Maybe, this $10,000 coaching package that you currently have that you're funneling people into, maybe that's a step for right now, but ultimately you want to create a 50 or 30 or whatever, $100,000 coaching package. So, okay, I'm keeping that end goal in mind. And I realize that this is a stepping stone for that. So it sounds a lot more complicated than what it is, but by whatever end goal you have for that current specific funnel that you're going to be delivering, whatever end goal you have for that, if you keep that in mind and you start with that end goal and then work your way backwards, that will give you the most logical sort of funnel progression that will bring people ultimately to the end goal in a much better way than what you would if you start at the top and then start at the beginning and then work your way down. Because you might start at the beginning and then get halfway down and realize none of this actually fits. None of this will actually lead them to buying this product. I've already given this information and that's the core part of this product. What do I do now? Where do I go from here? So that's kind of the big goal with with working from the back and then working your way to the front. You know, you start with the bigger products and then work your way to the front, and you get everything that you need to do in such a cohesive way that it makes more sense. So that's kind of the actually how do I start building a sales funnel. So I'm going to be coming back here as often as possible and discussing how over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to be discussing every single, basically the nitty-gritty on how to build a sales funnel, how to test it, how to do split test, the importance of doing a split test, because that's one of the biggest pieces of information that I can give to someone. It's something that I see not a lot of people doing, but they absolutely need to do it. We're going to be discussing getting into really good detail on the how and the why. Inside of the Sales Funnels for Entrepreneurs group, I'm actually going to be giving worksheets. I'm going to be giving PDFs. I'm going to be answering questions and giving feedback and doing funnel reviews. It's free. The information is above, below, whatever, probably above this post that you can see here. And just click in. We will approve your request. You will give your information, and we will start going over sales funnels in there. So I hope to see you there, and we'll talk to you later.